I use Rizzle. Can you see that? Okay. So I'm going to pour A in one, B in one, then combine them and mix them together. So I just eyeball here. This cup, if you're familiar with this cup, it has, I normally go to this first line right here. And it normally does at least 4 to 5 cups depending on how many epoxy I need. So, let's do it. So you want to make sure that you have equal, and you should be wearing your mask, but because I'm talking, I don't want to sound crazy. I want you guys to hear me. So that's at the line. And if I'm ever not sure that I have the same amount in both, I just go up to the next line. But I pretty much put them side by side like this, and I get down on my knee like this, and I eyeball it to make sure that I have equal parts of A and equal parts of B. So you guys are seeing for real what I do. And you'll always know when you have a good mixture because it will be clear when you get done mixing. Okay, so I have equal parts of both. So I'm going to go ahead and combine them. And then I mix with this big spatula. I don't know what you call this, but it's silicone. And I found it at the dollar store. The epoxy does not stick to it. And it's wide enough to the point where it mixes my epoxy all the way, all the corners. So when I'm mixing, I mix like this. Okay, and I wipe it off with baby wipes. So let me wipe that off now. And I'm sorry if you're asking questions. The comments are not loading on my phone. So if I miss anything, I will go back through. Okay, so now I'm going to combine them. So then a lot of people get concerned about the transfer of the epoxy and it getting left in the cup, and then you end up having imbalanced mixture. So what I do is I scrape the sides really well. And this trick I learned from Sarah when I switched to this epoxy. I called her up on the phone. She gave me some great pointers in using it. So shout out to Sarah. So I scrape it all the way to sometimes the cup is actually all crushed up in my hand. This is probably going to be one of my longest lives. Okay, so we had 2 votes for peach. I'm finally seeing some comments on my computer. Okay, so I've got everything that I could possibly get out of this cup into my other cup. So it's combined. So I'm going to put my epoxy away. And I am going to move you guys again. So I'm going to move you over to the turner. Again, we're moving. So I'm going to mix this for 6 minutes. So what I normally do, hope you guys can see. So I have everything combined in my 1 cup. Alexa, set timer for 6 minutes. Alexa is my assistant, but sometimes she be tripping. So I tell her 6 minutes, and then I start to mix. Now, the faster you mix your epoxy, you're gonna get bubbles. So you want to take your time. This is the most tedious part of making these cups, is when it comes to the epoxy. So you should be wearing your mask, okay? But I'm not wearing mine because I don't want to. I want you guys to hear me clearly. So I'm just mixing pretty slow. And then I'll mix in this direction, and I'll probably count to about 30 in my head, and then I will switch direction. And I just stand here and, well, normally I'm sitting down and just do this. I wish I could see you guys' comments. And I'm right here by the heating lamp, so it's hot. Okay, so we will not use the peach with the blue because we don't want it to turn brown. I'm going to move my laptop over here so I can see better. But I'm still mixing very slowly around and around. Let me move my laptop. Okay, so Andrea says, if we mix the green with the peaches, it might turn brown. Okay. Ashley says pink, blue, and purple. Let's switch it up. Okay. Alright. I guess we'll freestyle it. How about pink, purple, and teal? We could do that. Alright, so I'm still mixing. This is the tedious part. Now, if you do mix and get any bubbles, you can spray your alcohol into it and it will pop the bubbles. Also, this is where your torch comes in to help you pop the bubbles as well. So I'm mixing very slow. I'm making sure I get all the sides. So I go and I get the sides and I go across the middle, around and around. And I think that's why most of my lives go so fast, because I try to mix the epoxy before I start. Because 6 minutes of just watching me do this, it's not very entertaining. I literally have to refresh my browser to see your comments. So I've been going in that direction for a while, so now I'm going to switch my direction. And as part A and part B starts to blend together well, your epoxy is going to be clear. Okay, so we're definitely going to use the peach. And we'll just see what happens. Let's just have some fun. But like I said, if it turns out ugly, sending it to one of y'all. Okay, so we're just about there. Alexa, how much time left in timer? Yay, we're almost done, guys, and then we'll get to the fun part. So even though I have the heat lamps on, while I am having the cups turn and warm up, once I start putting the epoxy on the cups, I turn the heat lamps off. Because if you keep the heat lamps on, your epoxy is going to run. So I don't want that. So I normally turn the heat lamps off when I get ready to mix it up. I mean to put it on the cup. So here we go. My epoxy is clear. So we're almost there. Once Alexa gives us the go ahead. So we have 3 cups that we're gonna, well, I'm gonna epoxy 4 cups. 3 cups we're actually doing a style on, and then 1 cup is a final layer epoxy for an order that I had. And I also took out my medicine cups just in case we decide to add some micas. Alexa, turn timer off. Alright, so my epoxy is ready. So what I normally do is just scrape the sides like that to get everything off. And I wish I could show you guys how clear it is. Can you see that? It's pretty clear. That's what your mixture needs to look like. I'm going to spritz it with some alcohol just to pop a couple of bubbles that came when I was removing this. So I have some alcohol in a little spray bottle, and I just, that's it. And then I sit it down and I clean this off. Alright, so I'm going to remove this glove, and I'm going to put my other glove on. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to share this link with you guys where I got these gloves. I got them from Amazon, but I like them better than the white ones. They fit better, and they don't have that powder residue that the white ones have. So I'm going to show you guys the box real quick. And I got it from Amazon. Okay? Alright, so let me see if anybody has any more questions before we move on. Epoxy is ready. Cups are warm. So I'm going to turn you guys down. Hopefully they don't have a mess. I normally have you guys set up before. But anyways, okay. So final layer